Hello guys, welcome back to the Trouble 835 channel, and today is actually my birthday, but the pickups I'm not going to show you today on my birthday. These are actually stuff I went out yesterday because I was able to get my gift early, but one of the gifts I did get for my birthday is actually, I originally had a blue coffee glass, and unfortunately the handle broke, so my wife and my son went out and got me another one with, PlayStation, Dreamcast, and the Atari 2600 logo, so it's cool. This is a lot lighter than the old one, so it's cool to have that. But yesterday we went out, we hit a bunch of pawn shops, a bunch of game stores, comic book store, and I picked up a bunch of stuff. Now the first store I went to is a store I hadn't been to in like 3 years, I want to say. It's just a retro store. They carry everything retro. It doesn't matter. Video games, toys, books, records. It's all retro in the store. And I went in there and I specifically decided this year that before I went, I had 129 NES games, and I really want to concentrate on that collection because there's a lot of games I just don't have in that collection right now because it is one of my favorite systems. It's where most of my childhood memories came from. I had a 2600 when I was real little. The NES was a lot of my memories of playing video games. And they also did have old video game magazines, but I didn't want to spend everything at one time. I'm probably going to go back to a couple places tomorrow, but enough about talking. So one of the things that my wife pointed out to me that, ironically enough, I was just looking this online with some friends the other day, was this leather case that has Nintendo on it. If I remember correctly, I believe this was a Nintendo, like, Power exclusive or something. Anyway, it actually, you got a latch on it, so I can open the latch. And it actually holds like 10 NES games inside. It's really cool. I just bought it because it was a cool thing to have. I know they have one there's two colors of this, and this is one of them. It was really cool to have it. It was something I wasn't expecting to find. So that was cool. Now, I'm not going to talk about where I got all these because I got a bunch of NES games. I know one thing that did hit me, again, it's been a while since I really hunted down NES games, and the prices have gone up a lot. But first thing I was excited because I used to own it was I actually found Bionic Commando, which this label's in perfect condition. This is one of the games I used to own. I absolutely love this game. I never beat it. This is a really, really hard game. But it's another game I'm glad I have in the collection because I used to own this game. So, Bionic Commando. The only game where you don't jump, you just use your arm and you shoot. That's it. Now, the next game I picked up, the next two are actually sports games because I just don't have them. Though I did play them. That was Bases Loaded 2, second season, and Bases Loaded 3 with Ryan Sandberg on the cover. One of the funny things where I was looking up NES games online is there's actually, when you talk about baseball and that, there's actually people making actual hacks with the actual current rosters of baseball games for the NES, which blew my mind. Like, wow, there's still people are just hacking the game and adding today's roster, which is actually really cool. Next one is, of course, baseball. Don't have to say much about this game. I was surprised they didn't have this game. I thought I did. A game my friend, Mr. J. Blackheart, always recommends, and I used to rented this game, and that was Daddy's Ring King. Now this is a game, besides this game is really dirty and I have to clean up, this is a game I'm really excited for because I have a lot of memories towards this game. Of course, it's none other than Double Dragon. Because believe it or not, I played all of these on the NES, but I never actually own any of them for the collection right now. And of course, I picked up Pictionary. I picked this game up. It's just basically a space shooter. That's all you do. You shoot other things in space, and that is To the Earth. And this is a game I had absolutely loved. Of course, I love any light gun game on the NES. Hogan's Alley. Now this was a game, ironically enough, I found at my comic book store because I knew they had games. I went there to look, and they actually had this one, and I didn't have it. I have the first one, but I didn't have Skate or Die 2, which of course, skating. Next up is, of course, the Tengen game, and it's RBI Baseball. Now, I could have picked up the original, the NES version of RBI Baseball because there were two versions of this released. This version and then the regular card version, but I picked this one up. I'll have to get the other one later. Though I saw the other one all over the place. Now this next one was a game I played in the arcade. I liked it a lot. I had a lot of fun. I actually played this just before I started recording. and had a lot of fun with it again. Though, simple controls. When you hit the other vehicles, they kind of bog you down. And that is Super Off-Road. Just a simple, mindless racing game. And this is, of course, of the time Acclaim released this game, Narc. Of course, this was a, just say no to drugs video game for the drug, supposed drug war campaign. I remember playing the arcade game when it originally came out and all the controversy with this game, and now you play it now, you kind of laugh at the controversy, but still glad to have it. Another game I played before, California Games, simple collection of different games. A game I never played, but I'd pick up because I hadn't seen it, and that was The Addams Family by, of course, Ocean, off the movie. And the last one's off the classic board game, Classic Concentration. So that was all the NES games I picked up, and like always, I'm like, I'm only going to go NES only, I'm not getting anything else. Well, that just didn't happen, because inevitably when I go out, I always end up getting at least one PlayStation 1 game. It's just, for some reason, I always find one that I want or I didn't have. So this time, I got a bunch of different pawn shops. Now, the first couple I'm going to show you, the funny thing is, this pawn shop, what they do is they reseal the games in an old plastic wrap. And the reason they do that, because I asked the guy about it, was they do it so that they don't have to worry about someone just stealing the disc. So they know everything's in here. So in order to steal this, someone has to take the whole thing. So I never played this before, and I don't really have any samurai game on the PlayStation 1. It's from Konami, Soul of the Samurai. Now these are two RPGs that I just didn't know even existed. Just happened to see them there, and that was Battle Hunter, which I actually did pay $2.99 for. It looks like an anime style kind of old school RPG, which is awesome. Next one I got, which here it is. Now listen, I have a problem with the cover. This is Eternal Eyes for the PlayStation 1. What does that cover show you? Does anywhere in that cover show you that this game is an RPG? Classic RPG? No, it doesn't. You went out there, like, I kind of wonder what this is, and I turned it over, and that's when I was surprised to find out it was a RPG, which is awesome, because I can't have enough RPGs on this system. And I picked these two up because they're in great condition, and I love comic book games, and the first one was, and I have never played either one of these, Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro. I have Spider-Man 1, but I've never played this one, so that'd be cool to play. And since I've always been a big Hulk fan, The Incredible Hulk, the Pantheon Saga, of course, the Pantheon group or stuff was back in the 90s comic books, back when I really collected heavily. And I just picked this one up because when I was at my local Mega Replay, if you buy 5 games, you get the 6th game free. I was just looking for a 6th game, and this is just a fun arcade racer that I wanted, and it is, I've never played it before, Wrecking Crew, which looks really cool with multiple tracks and multiple routes, multiple cars. Just looks like a fun arcade racer, so that's definitely something I wanted to play. Now, the next two things I'm going to show you that I picked up, because yes, my wife picked stuff up when we're out there, are actually GameCube games. Now, I didn't know if I owned this first one or not, but for 95 cents, if I owned it already, it's no big deal. That was Wave Race Blue Storm. I love Wave Race games, and I don't think I have this one for my GameCube collection. It's boxed away, so I have to actually bring it out and look at it, so it was good for that. And this one was just $1 at a pawn shop. It's from the creators of Space Invaders. I've seen videos on this before. It looked really cool. Space Raiders, which is basically a realistic Space Invaders. Like you're in an alleyway and you have 4 metal barrels that protect you, and all the aliens are in rows like Space Invaders. So in a sense, this is basically a modern version kind of a Space Invaders. So it'd be really cool to actually sit down and play that. Now, the next game I picked up was basically my nostalgia for the N64. That this was a game, it was one of the first games about my N64. I loved the fighting in that game. It's a sport game, and I played it a lot. And it was actually Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey. So I saw it was only $1. I said, I need to own that game again, because I ain't played this game since I originally had my original N64. So that was really cool. I don't have it in front of me right now, but I did pick up F-Zero was it GP Legends on the Game Boy Advance. I don't own any of the F-Zero games. I know the other F-Zero game was, Maximum Velocity. So when I saw it, I had to pick it up. It wasn't very expensive. So I had to pick it up because I love F-Zero. But I also picked up these two. Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3, because I didn't own it. And Wario Land 3. Now when I make my actual birthday pick-up video, I have something like 65 Game Boy games my wife got me. So I have a lot of games. Plus an NES game that I'm really glad, a classic NES game I'm really glad I got. I also got, it just happened to be at a pawn shop, I have this, a Game Boy camera, because I don't own one. I know some people say, do you have the Game Boy printer? No, I don't. Or the paper, but I got the camera. And eventually somewhere in the wild, the hunt of the wild is always fun for me rather than I could simply buy this on eBay. And there's certain games I eventually will, but for a lot of stuff, I just like to go out there and hunt of the wild. Now, I'm going to get to my non-video game stuff before I get what my wife got. One of the things I got, which is sitting right over here, I found this actually at a garage, at a Mission Mart, and we were just looking around, and I was joking, oh, look, they're VHS tapes, and it was 99 cents, I have to see this, and it's a Masters Universe, a Golden Book video. It's still sealed, perfectly sealed, like it's never been opened, and it basically has the Rock Warriors, Demons of the Deep, and the Maze of Doom. Besides that awful yellow color, I love Masters Universe, and I had to pick this up. It's just for 99 cents, why not? When I was in that retro store, though, I did pick up another Masters Universe. It was only $5. It was complete. It was one I used to own, because I collected Masters Universe basically originally until they ended the line completely. And this comic book came with it. Rock People to the Rescue, which kind of hints at what it is. It is actually a complete Stone Dar. Now, yes, the funny thing about this is lazy. It is lazy in the sense that I can take a look at his hand real quick. Is that you see how he just stands up? All you have to simply do is fold him over, and then he's a rock. That's it. So, in a sense, it's really simple. But I used to own them. I also used to own the meteorites, or what they're called, but they're extremely expensive. But it's really cool to own this again. This is the first original He-Man figure I got, and I would like to own them all again. So that was really cool. So that's cool that I found it. Make sure it doesn't fall over. There we go. The other thing I got, as I say, I'm a big Godzilla fan, as y'all know, and this time, I found out that Godzilla has his own ongoing monthly comic book. They've been building up this for a while, but finally got his own monthly comic book, and it is called Rulers of the Earth, and so I had to pick up Volume 1. This covers the first 4 issues of the actual comic book of Godzilla Rule the Earth. It has a bunch of Godzilla's favorite monsters. The first 2 issues actually cover a fight between Godzilla and, believe it or not, the American Godzilla movie Zilla, which Godzilla almost kills him. Mothra's in it, Destroy's in it, the Spider, Gigan's in it. A lot of rare creatures you wouldn't have forgot about in the Godzilla series. Hedorah's in it. They make reference to Rodan. Really cool comic book series, and I absolutely love the fact that they actually have the alternative covers in here. And I want to show you the one cover. This cover is absolutely amazing. I love that artwork for that cover. So this only covers the first 4 issues. I know issue 7 just came out, I believe. And so when the second volume of this comes out, I'll have to pick it up. I'm actually a big Godzilla fan. I know I didn't get the other books that lead up to this, so I'll have to pick those volumes up. But again, it's cool to have this for the collection. I love the Godzilla face. And of course, in May, when the new Godzilla movie comes out, I'll have to go see that. But let's get to what my wife picked up. And it was kind of funny because when I went out to go, I was just going to go do it myself. I got money for Christmas. And she said, well, I want to go. And I said, that's cool. You want to go? That's cool, She'd go with me. And I didn't really expect her to pick anything up. But as we went along, she kind of got into it. She did pick things up. One of the things she has is a weakness for Lego games. She loves Lego games. So we were at a pawn shop. And this isn't the case. I've never seen it before. But she didn't, so she picked it up. It's called Lego Knight's Kingdom. Ironically enough, made by THQ for the Game Boy Advance. And then she found this one at Mega Replay. And it is, of course, Lego Stunt Rally. So it's cool to have those 2 Lego games. And I pointed this PSP game out to her because in the back, the title kind of made me think it was an RPG. It's called Kingdom of Paradise. And it is an RPG, or maybe an action RPG in a sense. Never played it yet, don't know, but Kingdom of Paradise. So it's really cool. Oh, well, now I'm going to drop it. Kingdom of Destruction now because it's gone. There you go. And this next game is made by 3DO. It's called Godiai Elemental Force. She not paid the $34. She only paid like a couple dollars for it. It's by 3DO. It's again kind of a almost like this has never been opened. Almost like an action RPG, I think, in a sense. Again, never played it. Don't know anything about it, so hasn't been opened. Now, before, my wife has always wanted Sorcery on the PS3, but she didn't have a move. And a lot of pawn shops are now getting the move in. They're pretty relatively cheap. And so this one was never opened, and she picked up, I don't know, $25 or maybe even less than that because she bartered for it. It's basically the PlayStation Move with Sports Champion. Here's the thing about PlayStation Move. When you're somebody looking for one of these, there's so many different versions, you don't know which one to get or what to actually need. That's one of the frustrating things about this. Outside the fact, it looks funny and it's basically, kind of a wee rip-off. But she wanted it because she really wanted Sorcery. And since we couldn't find Sorcery, she picked up Medieval Moves Dead Man's Quest. So, she hasn't had a chance to play it yet, so. That is all the pickups that we have. I was just making sure I didn't forget anything. So guys, thanks for watching, and tomorrow I'll have another pickup video. I'm not sure whether this is my birthday or other stuff I got, because there is other stuff. Like, we got like a cool Sonic track. Literally my son got a Erector Sonic track that I'll have to show in the next pickup video. And then I have my birthday stuff, and I'm picking up more stuff tomorrow. So anyway guys, thanks for watching and listening to my rambling. I'll talk to you guys later.